Your hate is becoming your demise. Instead of moving closer to God, you've decided to spread hate, gluttony, jealousy. Your next path will closely be your last path. Choose the righteous path, Paul. Don't ignore the signs. God wants you to come home. As you continue to live in the darkness, your life will become dark. Things will change for you. Move on from this. Do the right thing. Show your fan base how talented you really are. That's what you're here for. You are a content creator. You are not a hater. Stop hating and create content.
Build a legacy. I'd rather be by myself than be around fake ass people. And I mean that from the bottom of my goddamn heart. I fucking mean that shit. That's who I am. That's how I was built. That's how I was raised. My dad died when I was 13. I didn't have a goddamn father. I figured out how to be a man on my own. When I was broke, I mowed grass. When I was hungry, I shoveled the snow. I made a way. I paved the way. When I was taking the bus and people didn't believe me. People thought I was a loser. People thought I was a scum. I told myself, I'm gonna drive fancy cars one day. I'm gonna have a house. I'm gonna have money. I'm going to live. I am not just a bill payer. I'd rather be surrounded by myself than be surrounded by fake people. And I mean that.
I'm trying to do the right thing. All I'm doing is creating content. Everyone from your Discord left you because you went off and was angry about everybody. For all the things you made fun of me, are changing. And yet, you're still in the same place. What you need to pay attention to is that now you live in a house and now you have more bills. Now you have to work more hours just to afford that house. And if you have to work 2 or 3 jobs, how are you going to be a content creator? Why would anybody pay attention to your opinion when you don't even have time to watch anything or react to anything? I tried to help you with some of your other circumstances that I'm yet to talk about. Leave me alone, create your content, and let's move on from this. Because I'm getting tired of you. I really am. You're not going to make me angry. You're not going to make me sad. You're not going to offend me. I'm emotionless to whatever you got going on. You're not going to make me feel how you feel inside. Get some therapy. You've been crying on the internet. You've been going a week talking about me and not creating any real content. You know what? I'm not going to warn you. I'm not going to give you any sympathy. I simply look at this as a David and Goliath moment. Turn the other cheek, you walk away, and I realized that when you search Jay Leno, your disses can show up on the feed. So you are at war with me. This is how I plan on feeding my family, using this income get to higher places. So without further ado, we're gonna keep this ball rolling. I want you to realize that your fan base, I don't know if you had got to look at or if you remember, but your fan base begged me to leave you alone. Begged me to leave you alone because they feel sad for you. And they should feel sad for you. They really should. I haven't attacked you. I haven't said anything to you. You called me a snake. All we did was have an argument, and everybody around you disagreed with why we had our disagreement. Then we became cool. Then I went to visit my grandma in the same city that Mal was, and then you started all this hating all over again. You apologized to everybody else, but you're still angry at me. And outside looking in, I do think you need to make better content. I do think that you need to find the best way to reach people beyond your core fan base. And I don't think you've been doing it. I have more of a chance of building my fan base and surpassing you than you do getting to the next level. I'm happy that you got a house to live in. I really do. But the lesson I learned about you was before you do that, make sure you have your finances in order. While you sitting there with your friends clowning around talking crazy about people, you also let people know that you can't afford your house before you moved into it. You want to know how we know you can't afford your house? Simply because you're about to work 5 jobs to live in a fucking shack. You don't have a high school diploma. I understand you're special ed, but I'm not gonna have sympathy for you. See, you can't have sympathy for somebody with special ed if they're gonna sit there and insult you and try and get in the way of you making more money by pretty much this is defamation of character. I could sue your ass, but I'm not going to. So let me get back. So you live in a small ass Habitat for Humanity house, and you about to have to work 5 jobs. You already working 2 jobs, and you're a content creator. You short fat fuck. You don't even have time to even content create. What TV show are you watching? You can't watch a TV show. All you can do is read an article and respond to it. And your idiotic rants and comments have no substance whatsoever. You're a jester. Your fat ass gets on there and just do a bunch of hooblob and raise your voice and you scream and do all this extra shit, whereas real content creators have subject matter. They let the audience know what's going on. Make comparisons between the comics and the transition into cinema. Breakdowns, things that they possibly missed, because not everybody reads comic books. So people have, so we can give people the opportunity to have something to look forward to, or to point out people's mistakes. But the critique and the analyzation has to be there, has to have substance, something that you lack. Why do you lack it? Because you're special. We kept you around. The people that were in your Discord, they were carrying you. All you are is entertainment. You're like the jester, the clown, the hooblob, the loud voice that gets people with short attention spans going. That's it. There's no space for you. And then come to find out, I'm realizing you got 6 burner YouTube accounts. You're averaging maybe 8 to 10 likes on your videos, Hell, 6 of them come from you. You don't even have real likes. And you've been in this game for 10 years, and that's the only amount of people that you have to comment on your videos? And you're sitting here bragging about 150 views? When there's people out here averaging 10,000 views. There's people been on YouTube for 10 years. They're averaging way more views than you are. And you're trying to compete with me that been in the game for only 2 years? I've only been content creating for 2 years. I spent my first year trying to figure out kind of what the hell I wanted to do. And then I got a person like you sitting there critiquing me. You're like a has-been. You're like you're like if I arrived on Namek and then I got fucking Krillin training me. You're not even Krillin. You're like freaking if Mr. Popo was trying to teach me how to fight. And there's real content creators out there. I don't want to be trained by you, Mr. Popo. I don't want to be Krillin, Paul. Where the hell is Goku and Vegeta? There isn't one. You're a waste. You're like when Gohan decided to be Saiyaman and Vegeta came down was trying to figure out, you know, what the hell have you been doing, Gohan? Like, bro, you've been a waste of space for a long, long time. You're really in the way. You're not even content creating no more, Paul. Go have a seat, man. Watch us work. Matter of fact, I never thought a day in my life that a person on YouTube, a YouTuber has been on YouTube for 10 plus years and is doing reaction videos to a person who averages maybe 100 views on lives, maybe 30 to 30, no, even better. A person who averages about 15 to 30 views on his videos. You're doing reaction videos to me, bro. Like you're trying to learn something. You're critiquing somebody who's inexperienced and trying to grow. You retard. And then your buddies is egging you on. What kind of friends are they, Paul? The only people that was willing to hold you accountable for doing stuff was us. The rest of your buddies will let you be a clown because when they go home, all they do is laugh at you. They're not laughing with you. You're their entertainment. You're their clown. Go paint your face. All right, man. Oh yeah, Paul. Did you tell your fan base that you're about to be on child support? Since you was cracking all those jokes about me, let them know that you have to go to court for child support. And then think about that, Paul. You'll become a part-time dad. Yeah, you'll be paying weekly child support. You already can't afford to live where you live, and you barely take care of your daughter as it is now. You give her rides, but think about it, Paul. You can't even afford for your daughter you can't even afford to pay for her daycare. Ask your fan base and ask people how much daycare costs a week. Over $100, $80 to $100 a week. That's just for daycare, buddy. And you about to be put on child support. That don't even go into food. That don't even go into clothes. That don't even go for the gas money. That don't even go for her insurance. You about to be a part-time dad, bro. Yeah. You about to have 5 jobs, bro. That's why you barely see Jayla now, bro, because you got to work all them jobs to pay for that house. Life sucks, doesn't it, Paul? Be careful how you talk about people, man, because karma is undefeated, and it's catching up with you. But, like, seriously, now I understand in school why they separate y'all from the rest of the kids. Because, like, could you imagine a person like Paul? Paul's a distraction to the rest of the kids that's trying to build and learn. Because you can't build and learn. That's your defect. I didn't want to point this out, but this is just fact. I just want, because you provide entertainment for people, but I want to let them know that you guys are being entertained by somebody with special needs. And for what y'all are laughing at, that's just disorder. And so you guys are egging this on. If what I'm saying about Paul is making you feel sad, it's because of you. Blame yourself. You egged him on. Y'all had every chance to tell him, hey man, just make content. Just like when I made fun of him the last time we beefed, y'all said, hey man, could you guys move on? I don't want to see you guys argue. But then he's starting right up, and y'all not even gonna get on his trail and tell him that he needs to make better decisions. You're not gonna say nothing to him. You see, that's why he was in that small class by himself. That's why he wasn't in there with the rest of the other kids. Listen to him. Listen to him talk. Listen to how he moves. So when content comes out, instead of actually learning, y'all rather listen to a retard. That's the choice y'all made. Instead of actually looking at a regular person, you guys rather sit there and laugh and joke around with a retard. And hang out with one too.